Well, good morning, everybody. So what do we have going today? We have the CMA. Hi, Silky. Thank you. All right, I am going to bring the second screen over here so I can see it. All right, I love working off two screens. I absolutely love it. It is such a necessity. Okay, we do have 3 handouts, right? So if your GoToWebinar panel is reduced, go ahead and hit that orange button and expand it. I have 3 different handouts here today. Cloud CMA, adding a PDF. We also have the full version of the Cloud CMA, and then the Cloud CMA Live handout that Lisa Harris did for us. So the CMA Live presentation is the ability to do a CMA presentation like this. So your client will be on the other end here. So you'll be working just like me from the house in my own office and work with guys. All righty, we have some great numbers here today. I absolutely love it. And how many of you have actually noticed the new logo in the upper left-hand corner? I need to get a better pointer. There we go. My kids dogged me, Mom, why is your pointer so huge? Because when I'm teaching, well, actually, when I'm in a class and an instructor says, and it's over here, and then we're going to go to here, I'm like, where? I don't even see your cursor. So that's why I absolutely love my big giant cursor. Chris Nixon was teaching the other day. He has like almost like a bullseye on his, which is really nice. It just makes it so much easier for you guys to see where I'm clicking and pointing. I do try to say where I'm at, but in the upper left or whatnot. Okay, remember in our middle section here, if yours is on a private label MLS, which means that you have your own brokerage's name in the upper left, to find the information in the center here, click the MLS button, and that will reload the page to My Real Source, where you can find our Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and our YouTube channel right here. We also have our quick links on the left-hand side to our class schedule. The webinar library is also our YouTube channel. Monthly statistics, member benefits, new agent welcome handout, all sorts of stuff, and even your rules and regs are right here as well. So these are just some nice quick links for you. And we do have the classes added on the calendar here. March has been a big month. It's usually a kickoff for education season for us. I absolutely love it. We've been training not everywhere. I guess so. Everybody's been training from their homes, which I absolutely love. Okay, so at any time you can just register right from this spot here or in the resources in the upper right-hand corner. Get that out of the way. So remember, your resources icon has been redesigned. If by some chance you didn't read my education corner that went out on Monday morning, these have been added here. We've added a data sharing title. So you'll find our My Real Source data shares, so you can easily see who we are sharing data with. And of course, this is the only access to the Northern Great Lakes data. They are not commingled with our regular data. Why? Because remember, they're not sharing cooperation nor compensation. You have to ask to show a property and ask to get paid commission. We are beta testing the Paragon Connect. That'll come in there sometime soon when we are happy with the product. We will certainly show you. Now, you know we are doing CMAs today. We are not going to start off in Cloud CMA. We are not going to start off in the CMA icon. That's not how we teach it. It's going to be the CMAs, the My Real Source way. So we're going to start in Paragon. We will run a search around that property. We're going to show you that high level, really quick one-line CMA. And then we're going to bring it all over to Cloud CMA and teach you how to do some really cool stuff over there. So that is the gist of the class. Let's see. Okay. Make sure nobody has any questions for me. So I actually have a question for you guys. So I'm going to start off with a poll today, just to see where we are. Oh, 100% is voted. Okay, hey, all right. I am happy as can be with that. That's fantastic. So 56% of you have created a CMA, 44% have not. So remember, this class will be uploaded to YouTube. I'm not promising today. I still have to do Chris's video from the other day. I make sure to edit anything out that, it's lags, just try to make them a little bit more pleasing on the ears when you're listening to it in the future. He did an authenticine class, which is really, really great. I love the way that he taught it. I'll be editing that and hopefully getting that uploaded this afternoon to our YouTube channel, which is My Real Source Media. And if you guys can hear my dog, oh, she stopped snoring. So for my people who have not created those CMAs to begin with, we have a couple of extra videos on our YouTube channel. We have an entire playlist dedicated to particular subjects. So let's get going on class. It is 9 minutes past already. We're good? We are good. Don't forget, those handouts are also here in Paragon under the MLS documents. The very first folder, which is shared with all the other MLSs that are on our regional platform, our handouts and cheat sheets. They are all right here. Click into there. There's a search icon. Just put CMA, and everything related to CMAs will be here. So we're going to look at adding a PDF in there today. There's your handouts, your full and your short versions, lead generation piece. There's a live handout, and customizing your CMA summaries. That's the Paragon one. So let's close that out. Now, how do we start a CMA in our version of Paragon? Because we have Cloud CMA, we start in the searching. So you're going to pick your class, residential. And just, if you guys haven't noticed this, vacant land has been updated. It used to be vacant land and condominium were all lumped in together. Now we are able to separate those by style, condominium or vacant land, which is really nice, absolutely nice. So today we're going to be doing a residential. And even that one, it used to say residential condo. It was a little confusing to some. Now you will notice that my searching criteria is slightly customized. I've got original MLS number here. I was just working with one of our newest members who we are data sharing with. Body of Water. Claire Gladwin. They're huge water, so they usually search by body of water. And it's not something that is typically in your searching. So if you want to customize, it is here. You'll select your fields. If you want some help with that, just give me a buzz. You know how to find me. I will walk you through it. In our type, what is this going to be? Residential. So we have a home in Warren that we're going to be looking at. And I wanted to pick a new subject property. One of my trainers, Becky Livernoy, love her to death. She is absolutely brilliant. She's taught me so much. I'm stealing her comp today because I needed something new because the market has changed so much. It used to be pick an area, you'll find all sorts of comps around it. But as you know, the market's a little tighter, so we have to finagle these numbers just a little bit more. So in our status, I'm going to tap the magnifying glass. I'm going to select all of the actives, all of the solds, and the pendings. Now I could pick expireds and withdrawns too, just to give a full analysis of what's going on, but to save a little time today, and I'm going to tap save. So some of my instructors like to do the map for last. I'm going to go ahead and do it right now. So we actually map the property. So I'm going to click in. I'm going to type in the address at the very top, and you will notice that I keep my map a little differently. And this is called the hybrid view. It's where it's an aerial and a map view combined. So I'm going to tap into the map, and I'm going to add in my address to the property. 14604. Let's roll ROHL. Warren, MI. And I'm going to tap return. Here's our property. And it might be a little easier for you guys to see. I'll change this to the road view. Now this only changes it momentarily while I'm looking at it. So the next time when I open up my map, it'll go back to my regular. So this is where the property is. Usually you'd start off with a 1 mile radius and then search the radius. But remember, we've got no timeline on this one. We didn't add in a closing date on that previous. So this is all of the history. So there is a lot here. There's one thing I want to show you, one thing that was very particular about this property. I'm going to put some extra layers on this one. Because of where this property lies, I'm going to show you where the cities are. Zoom out just a skosh for you guys. So you'll see that this is Roseville. We have Fraser up here and Warren. So this particular property within a 1 mile radius, we're already into 2 different cities besides the one that it's located in. So that could be a bit of a problem. Okay, so we're going to stick with our 1 mile radius. See in the upper left, we're going to go back to that criteria. We're going to put in that date range and see what 12 months back will do for us. 248 listings, okay, all righty. Now I do want to change and reduce this to only those homes that were for sale. I'm not going to put a price in here. I don't want to skew my results. I could put in to make sure that they were only in Macomb County or the municipality. We could definitely do that because we saw where it was on the map. Structure style. This particular home is a ranch style home, so we're going to be entering in 1 story and selecting that. This is a 3 bedroom, 2 bath. So I'm going to go 3 to 4 bedrooms. If it's 2 bedrooms, 1 to 2. This home does have a basement. You'll see that every time I type and tab my way through here, those numbers do get reduced. This is not waterfront, not new construction. Fireplace, I'm going to leave that off because remember, this is not a mandatory field. Ownership, I could change it to just private. I'm not going to fuss with any of the future codes. That's going to get too particular. I could also add in the school district, but we'll wait to reduce that criteria just a little bit. So this is a 2-car garage, so I'm going to do 1 to 2. Now the homeowner has told me that it is 1,960 square feet. So I'm going to go 10% below and above, and I already did my math on that, so I'm going to round it to 1,760 to the minimum and go up to 2,150. Oh, now you see. Now you see. Here's where we get into a little bit of trouble in this particular market. What are you going to say? Here's your one comparable. Now, you have to start massaging your information. So we only went 12 months back. Let's go 18 months back. Remember, you could put in a date range, but you know, we want to keep it fairly current. I'm going to go into this map search and see what 18 months back didn't net me anything else. I'm going to go into my radius search. So from here, maybe I'll make this a bigger circle. So how do you do that? Well, I'm going to go into the edit in the top left. And I'm going to tap on the name radius. And now it turns it to yellow. And now it's editable. See these little waypoints here? This is where I can actually move or change. Just click and drag. Now I've got a few more in here. So luckily I don't have any in Fraser or Roseville, which is good. So I now have just a few listings. So let's go ahead and run the search. I can either run the search from the tabs here, or I could run my search on the right-hand side. Either works just fine until you get an error. So looky there. We have 4 closed properties and we have 1 pending. We'll see here. So I can sort by status. A lot of times when I'm doing a CMA, I'll sort it by status to figure out which ones are active, pending, closed. So I can group those all together. So I know that my pending, I'll probably keep that in there. It's the only pending I have. Municipality, they're all the same. School district, we have Warren Consolidated and Warren Woods. Okay, so we have 2 different school districts. That definitely does change this. Now, and again, I probably customized mine. I have added some stuff over here. As we do things, you know, we're looking, I tend to add things over in my map view. The number of baths, the number of this, how many stories, where is the bathroom located? Sometimes it's not always entered as good as it could be. So here we are. Yes, they all have a basement, 2-car garage. There's a 4-bedroom and a 4-bedroom. Baths full and baths half. So this where when I said I wanted, you know, I could get 2 baths, there's my 2. 1 full, 1 half. None are subject to a short sale, closing date, how it sold, the sold price, and any concessions amount are here as well. Okay, remember that is part of the sales price on a home. So here's what we're going to do. We need to figure out which one of these homes actually fit the bill. And you know what we need to do? We need to do some research on this property. If you haven't gone out to this property before and you're just trying to come up with something to bring them while you're going out to do the CMA, this is going to be the information and the research that you'll be doing. So first of all, I'm going to look to see if this home was ever listed. I don't want to go out there and find that, oh, well, we listed it last year and, you know, it didn't work out very well. Oh, I didn't notice that. So up in the power search, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to add in the 14604, Brohl, B-R-O-H-L. And actually, Brohl should be able to find it. Oh, look, there we are. It was listed once upon a time, and it did close. So I'm going to go ahead and select that listing. And remember, you can do multiple things at a time in Paragon, because here's your residential search. It's just waiting for you there. So now in the power search, we have a listing here. The asking price was $169.9. It sold for $165. No pictures. I wonder why. So as we scroll down, we now see the pertinence of the home. It was built in 65, 3 beds, 2 full baths, above grade square feet. This is 1960. There is your subdivision. You'll have your tax information in here, but of course this is an older listing. It is actually 20 years ago this home was listed and sold. It's off the market. When is the date that it was sold? It went off the market to 27. Okay, all righty. Part of the research that you want to do. So, remember your quick action icons here. So first and foremost, I want to go to Real List. Remember, this is a 20-year-old listing. So what happened when I clicked on this list today? No properties were found. Okay, well, let's just try finding it manually. So we're going to launch Real List. And then the address, remember this goes to your quick search. In the address, so it's 1614604 Brohl, not Royal, but Brohl, and search. Oh, more, and search. Ta-da, there she is. So you have the homeowners, you have your owner information. It is owner occupied. The location, so you'll have your school district here. It is in Warren Woods. Tax information, so you'll have your current taxes in here now. Any assessments. Okay, now this is a good area to be looking at too. There is your basement square footage, so it is 1317. You'll want to note that. Finished living square feet, 1756. Now, what I had before was 1960. Huh. So somebody's just a little off on that. So it's one of those things you need to check. The previous listing said 1,960. This is under 1,800 square feet. So a lot of times I will print this. Bottom left, you can print, you can email as well. So that's your first piece of research on your property that you're going to be doing. Remember, in Realist, you have at the very, very top, comparables, market trends, neighbors, and the neighborhood profile. Now, when Lisa teaches her Realist class, she does show you how to do comparables in there, because there might be a sale that never even hit the MLS, but it will go into the public records, and that's where you'll be able to find them there. So let's go ahead and close out Realist. Now, on your quick action icons again, this property is listed in Macomb County. My Real Source does cover your BS&A charges on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the BS&A online for free. And again, nothing came up. Again, it's a 20-year-old property. That is okay. One thing I want you to notice, in the upper right-hand corner, under the account information, it does say My Real Source. So you're still in My Real Source's account. So you're going to be searching within the parameters that My Real Source has given you for free. If you need to search outside of those the free account, just log out and log into yours. And I'm in, and there you have it. See, and this is one thing I was going to bring up. I'm in Macomb Township. I'm not going to find anything in a Warren address in Macomb Township. Okay, so let's change my city to Warren. So we got to do municipalities, and we'll go to Warren. See, that's why you double check those little things like that. So now I've gone into Warren. Now I'll bet you $1 I can find the property. Not Broyle. Don't give me that one. See, you have to search in the right county. And you know, one of the fun things about doing live webinars like this is being able to troubleshoot those things that you will need to know. And you can't find the property. Okay, something doesn't exist here. Something's wrong. City of Warren, you have to be there. So here is my property, the one that I'm going to go out and do a CMA for. And one thing that I do want to do, I want to bring this photo into my cloud CMA. So let's go ahead and look into this property. Simply just click into the address to bring up the entire record. Now remember, BS&A is the actual tax database. So if you happen to need something to bring to court, these are the actual documents. And you'll see there are property tabs down at the bottom here, so there's so much information. The property itself, tax information, assessments, the building department. So if there's permits on the property, you'll find it. As soon as that photo comes up, we will go grab that. So here you have 1965, 2 baths. The square footage is only 1757. So I'm going to make an adjustment in my records. So 1757 for BS&A. And we're going to have to find out what it is. So we will go back. When we meet with the homeowners, maybe I'll do the square footage myself. Maybe I'll find out if they have an appraiser's report, something from there. So you have your owner information, general information about the property, any land information. Here's your legal description. Thank you very much, because I hate retyping that stuff in. And your sales history. Quitclaim deed. in 2012. So now we are in a living trust. So if there's a trust information here, you might have a little bit more research to do is who is going to actually be the signer on this. Okay, here's where you get to your good stuff. Here's your building information. You even have garage area here. You have a lot more information, the age of the home, when it was built. So you know that this should be correct. And I say should be because when I look at the BSNA record of my house, my office that I'm sitting in now was built as an add-on, and there's no basement under it. But at BSNA, it just says there's the basement under there. And one of these days, I'll get around to correcting it. Okay, so you're going to print and save this. I'm going to see if I can tap into the photo here. What I want to do, I want to save this photo. And actually, this was my quick tip from Monday too. I'm going to right-click and actually, not the page, but I want that photo. So it didn't come up to save the photo. I'm going to click into the photo, and that way I'm in the property. Now I can either save from the small photo, or I can open it up and save the larger photo. So sometimes you might want to get that larger photo. So the kids have been shut down from school this week. We have a couple of Zoom classes going on, I'm supposing. Nice, okay. So we're gonna wait, see if I can catch that in a little bit. So now that we've done our research on the property, I'm gonna go back to Paragon, go back to the search that I was on. Remember, in my power search, I looked for the old listing. So I'm gonna go into the residential. And this is where we are on our spreadsheet. So we want to make our choices as to which of these homes we believe are going to fit the bill. I'm going to say I'm going to select the pending one just because I want a pending listing in there. So let's scroll over to the right. That's 4-bedroom, and do I have these? I'm going to sort them by school district now. As soon as that comes up for a second there. 20 FHA, cash, conventional. So we are in, this was Warren Woods, was the home that we were in, the school district we were in. So I do want those other two that were in there and consolidate it to the other two. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and pick, we're going to say for giggles today, we're going to do the 4-2 built. These look about comparable. Okay, I'm going to pick that top one. And normally you'll go through the photos. You see if you believe they compare. Now remember, you'll want to see these photos before you send them out. You'll bring them out to your client. Some of these could be, you know, homes that need a lot of love. Some of these homes could have already been rehabbed and brought back up and could look really, really good. So you're going to want to go through these photos and see which ones really do compare. We're going to close. All right, so your first CMA that I want to show you is going to be right from here. So now that I've made our 4 choices, how do we actually get rid of that one? By selecting the checked. You actually have to do that if you want only these to display. So now I'm going to do that high-level 1-line CMA report. So if you need a report, you're going to go over to your reports button, the green button on the right. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. There's a folder called CMA. Open that up. Now they're all great, but I'm going to pick that middle one, the CMA summary. And you'll notice the star to the right of it. If I want to favorite this listing, so it'll be all the way at the top. See, up here are my favorites. If I want to add it in there, I just select the star. And then to take it out of my favorites, all I need to do is tap the star and it goes back to where it was supposed to be. So here's my CMA. I'm going to tap that. Now it changes the view right here. It's the report of the CMA. If I close my camera, if I use just a little bit less bandwidth, it's the joys of being in St. Clair. You know, we did upgrade to Comcast. However, when you got 3 people, 2 on Zoom, and me on GoToWebinar. There we are. So here's your CMA summary report, as you see in the top left. You'll see some stats, high, low, average, median of the homes that were selected. So your residential, these are your sold properties. Remember, these are only the ones that were selected. I did customize this. I will tell you, I am 99% positive that concessions are not part of your basic CMA summary. And again, here's your customize button. If you want to put something in, take something out, that's fantastic. So you have your square feet, sold price per square foot, beds, baths, halves, even the acreage, days on market as well. And remember the difference between DOM and CDOM. This is cumulative days on market. So if, there's no changes in those. If it went on and off the market, it counts up all the on market. And now that we have at least 3 listings selected here in the sold, we are able to pull that average, minimum, maximum, and the median price range as well. And of course, your 1 pending. So this is a great high-level report to show your clients. It just gives them a nice visual. Here's what they sold for. Here's how big their lots are and how long it took for them to sell. You might need a little bit more. So this can also be good if you're trying to settle on a price to offer a home. Well, what's going on in the area? So how do we bring these listings over to Cloud CMA? Because that's what my client wants. I want a nice, beautiful presentation to send to my client. Yeah, this might be a nice little cheat sheet for me to keep or for my clients to keep, just to scribble on and make some good notes. That's how I did it when Dawn came and did a CMA for me. So I'm going to go to my actions icon. This is something new as well. They just kind of reorganized this. Now the actions that appear here will only be the ones that you can do with these listings. There we go. So we've got some great stuff right here. You'll see I have the Home Snap report. I've got the BSNA, Real List. I can bring them all to RPR. If there were any active ones, well, depending, I could schedule. But what we want to do today, bring these over to my Cloud CMA. So you have to name your report. Remember, the name does show up for your clients. So if you spell Debbie's name wrong, maybe you should probably go get that from the public records on exactly how to spell your client's name. I'm going to do class test today. So you can do, Debbie made me do this in class. This is a private note only for you. So whatever you put in here, if you wanted to add something, yeah, I selected fireplaces on this one. Let's see what the differences are. So remember, you do have to bring over that subject address, which is 14604 Brold. Remember to pull it from the drop-down menu. Sometimes the information will come up here. So when we had 1960 square feet, but 1757 was from BSNA, 3 beds, 2 baths, and the photo. This is residential, no subtype, that's fine. So add a cover photo. This is one thing I do want to show you today. I'm simply going to click into add cover photo. Now, usually I will save them on my desktop or either in the downloads. There we go. We'll just use this house. I can crop this. You'll notice I could crop. Maybe I want to crop out that car just a little bit. This is a photo that I brought in from BSNA. Now, as you scroll down, this is not how we generally do CMAs. This is called a quick and dirty. It's dirty because there wasn't a lot of smartness that went into this. So you can ask the system to automatically find you listings near the subject property. When you do a Facebook post, what's my home worth from Cloud CMA, this is what it uses here. But you're actually doing the research from the MLS system, and we don't need to use this. Now, my Fetch Listings button is down at the bottom, as well as the one at the top right. Okay, here are where my listings are. Let's scroll down. Here's the address. Now I can set a price here. I can do a range from 250 to 260. And of course, even make it something like this. We also have the price guide and net sheet in here. There's the net sheet where you can put in expenses and then net to seller. Now, when I go down to the listings, so here are all the listings that we had in. These are the closed and the pending. I can sort these in a particular order. And here is my sort option. I love the story what Colleen tells me. Actually, in class, it was a classroom one, as I usually love to sit in on her classes and learn so much more. When she was first starting out as an agent, the very top listing that she had was so overpriced that the homeowner was so upset, and it was just ridiculous. And Colleen said she almost got thrown out on a bum right then and there. So she says now she's very particular about the order of these listings. So I can sort them by the baths, the beds, days on market, list price. I can do it manually. I can drag and drop them. How about the price per square foot? So we'll go price per square foot right here. And that does put our pending one right up on top. Now there are details and adjustments that we can make from these properties as well. You'll see here's the description of the property. So this one is a 2-car, 2 baths. Where's my bedrooms? Bedrooms. So it's still a 3-bedroom here. We're perfectly fine with this one. I like that one. Here's a 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, the 4-bedroom. So this one, I could adjust the price down because of the bedroom. Adjustment name, extra bedroom. We're gonna knock off, oh, 5,000 and save. So you do need to put the negative in here. So that is the one we have updated. So that was our very last one. So now remember, we have that fetch listing report or customize. The green button will be both at the bottom and the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on customize my report. Now there is a lot of information right here, but what I wanna show you is right across the top, your CMA report. It will come at first loaded up with all the things that are available to you, which for some can be very, very scary. The first time I ever saw a CMA report, it was like 70 some odd pages, and it was given to me by an agent. Like, it took me days to even open it up. I didn't have time to understand a novel, really. It just really scared me. Your theme, mine's Modern Cabernet. So I'm gonna go ahead and click into that. Here is it's really the color of your report. You'll want to select from the down arrow. Usually you're going to select something that reflects your brokerage colors, or it's like the resident CRS, blue and gold, teal and burgundy, and then we get down to the classics as well. They are slightly different in their layout. See the red and the steel blue, red and blue. I'm going to stick with my Modern Cabernet and choose my theme. And you'll also notice at the bottom, you can't tell now, but that's my information at the bottom of every page. So not every report has that. I do like to make sure that it includes it. So it's now applying that theme. Layout. So on this particular one, actually the last time, this is what I selected, the side-by-side comparisons. Now, if I don't remember if I had 3 or 4 of the closed listings. So let's go ahead and pick those 4. Now I can also do a photo with map or photo with the max data. These are going to be a lot of pages in your CMA. So it just depends on what your client likes or what you're comfortable with. There is also a template that you can use. You can just select a pre-listing package, comps only, the buyer's CMA, interesting. And remember, I mentioned about sharing on Facebook, what's my home worth? That is a post you can select from here. This will be the CMA that goes out to them. Pretty nice. And let's close that. I don't have a cover page. There's my font. So here are the items that are included in my CMA. Now, yes, you can spend so much time customizing this, but if you don't have a cover letter in here, it's not going to show. This is a default. I did put my company logo in here. Dear class test. It will auto-populate from the programming in the background your client's name that you put in that folder. So you can always edit this, something smart to do. Our company information from your brokerage. So this is what's included in here. And you know what, before I really know what all this stuff is, I'm going to go ahead and publish the reports. I want to see what it looks like. And there you are. You see that it is publishing right now. Ta-da, and it is done. So we're simply going to go in and view that PDF. I'm going to back out just a skosh. Now, as you know, that's not the home in Warren. It's not a one-story. Not by a stretch. Okay. My headshot has been loaded up. Remember, when you're talking about branding yourself, this is the same photo of me you will find everywhere. There's the letter to my client. My resume. Now, Cloud CMA does give you a starter. They give you the header. What's your experience? What's your education? Professional associations, which I need to update mine. Downriver Association is now the Southeastern Border Association. A little bit of personal information, something that you want to differentiate yourself. I thought it was funny. I'm a mother of 3, well, wife of 1. Okay, yeah, I'm a dork. And one of the other things on the side, I do Wines for Humanity. It's in-home wine testing. And if that's something that can make me stand out to the homeowner, maybe they love wines too, or maybe they love charities. So maybe they'll lean my way just a little bit because I'm involved in a charity too. One never knows. Information from your broker. You can upload PDFs, which I'm hoping we should be able to have some time to go through that. Lots of information about the CMA itself. So one thing I do want to urge you is on these pages, what is a CMA? Kind of familiarize yourself with this just a little bit. Last thing you want is someone to ask you a question. Well, what is this? I don't know. So you might want to know. And if you don't know, each one of our members does have their own personal website address through HomeSnap. So when you go to homesnap.com, just go to the Me page and copy that URL. Ta-da, easy, easy peasy. There's your map. All right, so let's get down to you have the summary of the comparables, the one pending, and all of my solds. Next, you're gonna go into the listings. So here, remember, I picked the side-by-side. The pending did come first. And then we went into the close, because remember, we sorted this by, it was bedrooms. Alrighty, so it'll give me my information of the subject property to compare side by side with the other ones, which is kind of nice. See, like this one's 1,800 square feet. Let me blow that up a little bit so you guys can see. This is 1,800 square feet, just a skosh bigger than this one. And we go to finish this off. And they still keep the subject property here on the left. And this is easy. when your client, when you're sitting there with, no, I think this one, it's not exactly comparable, you can cross it right out right there. And then, of course, any price adjustments that we did on the one. So there's that. We brought that one $5,000 because it had an extra bedroom, so we wanted to bring it down in line with the other CMAs. Okay. So then we get down to the analysis section. Days on market. And here's the sold. Average days on market were 39 days. Kind of nice. Now, here's a very, very interesting piece. Homes sold for an average of 0.8% above their list price. Wow, is that not amazing? And on the market are an average of 39 days. This is great information to help your clients. It is not a promise. It's a help in the idea, well, hopefully you should get this sold within 40 days. And remember, we did put in a suggested list price, and you can put that range. So we put in 250 to 260. I just pulled a number out of the air. And so that'll net them about, well, not net, it'll gross them 142 to 147 per square foot. And they can definitely compare that easily to the other ones. And the closing. They include a marketing action plan. But if you're not going to do these items, you can tweak these or just remove this page in its entirety. Of course, pricing in your timeline when it's going to be hot on the market. Curb appeal. How very helpful for your clients. Staging your home. There we go. You don't have to do a professional stager, but geez, stage your home. Trim it, the sellers, trim it down, spruce it up, all those kind of things. So remember, this stuff you don't have to include on your very first one. And actually, it was Dawn Waldrop that came and did a CMA for me on our previous home. She only printed the first couple of pages. She didn't want to overwhelm me as a seller. So she printed out those first couple of pages. I was able to make notes. We were able to come up with a pricing. Do you want to be a little bit more aggressive in your pricing? Do you want to be a little bit more conservative? She left that up to me, the client, and she helped and guided me through the process. And this information right here was emailed to me after the meeting. So that was the really nice thing. Paperwork. So look at that, nice, and any notes. Very, very awesome. I'm going to close this one out and go back to Cloud CMA. Now, from this report here, so maybe I saw that, oh my gosh, there was just way too much information in there. That marketing plan isn't what we do. That's just not the way we do it. So how do I edit this from here? Well, this isn't your spot to edit, but you can go back up here. The things that I want to show you that you can additionally do from here is that view live. So I can do a live presentation over the internet with my client. You can do it via Zoom, and I think there was a couple of other different video options in there. You can email a report straight from here, or copy the PDF link or that live link. Either is just fine. So now I'm going to go back and customize that CMA, because my gosh, I need to trim down some of those pages. So simply go to your Customize tab. Do you know how much money to take off? Oh, how do you know how much money to take off? That is a good question. I usually rely on my realtors who have had a lot more experience than me. So they're the one, somebody who's been in the industry, they can rattle off numbers right on the top of their head. Oh, they only have a single car garage. I'm going to reduce it by this much. Oh, they only have the second bath is only a half bath. I'm going to take off this much. But one thing you can do is in RPR. That is a great, it's kind of reverse engineering it. So in RPR, if you guys are not familiar with that, it's the Realtors Property Resource. It's another one of those quick action icons. This is a member benefit from NAR, your National Association of Realtors. you can actually take your home and say you upgraded your kitchen or you added another bedroom onto the home, and it will net you out how much you should expect to gain from that. So you can kind of reverse engineer that and see how much it added, so you can see how much you would take off. That's a great question, Tiffany. What's the minimum and maximum numbers of comps that should be included in a standard report? Well, I like the minimum of 3 in a section because I can get that average and the median prices on there. 2 isn't going to get it. 3 is best, and 10 is too much information to look over. So you want to include a handful in each category of active, pending, and closed. And remember, you can also throw in an expired listing because it does tell a good story. You know, they were asking way too much for this house and they didn't sell it. Let's go back. We'll edit this report. So we're going to go, here's the title page and the cover and the resume. Maybe our company, maybe that's one that I didn't exactly have all the right information. I can either edit or remove on the left. So at the very end is we had all that information that was just so much. So we're going to go off with the client testimonials. The notes page was kind of cool. Yeah, you know, listing paperwork, moving checklist. We're going to save that checklist for later. Maybe we'll talk about staging a little later. Maybe not going to talk about the commission at this particular point. And let's see, I think we're good with that. So here's where I can edit these by removing any of these pages. And here's these first ones at the top where I can go in and edit my cover letter. There it is there. I can edit my resume. See, and that's where I will need to go in and change my affiliate membership at which association. I'm just going to close that out. Now, also on the left-hand side, if you do happen to take something out from here, it will be over on the left. So there's all photos, the introduction, so much more information here. And then simply just republish your report and you're good to go. So if you spelled your homeowner's name incorrectly, double check that information. Maybe it's just me, I'm testy about people misspelling my name. It's just the way I am. So now you have your brand spanking new CMA report. Maybe if you didn't like the burgundy color, it just wasn't enough. Go back, change the color, and just hit publish again. That's all you need to do. So I want to show you how to access all of your CMAs and then do some of the editing for yourself. So I'm going to click my tab at the very top, my CMA, and that's going to give me all of the CMAs I have done. Your newest one will be at the very top. You'll see the information. It was last as I put my cursor over it. You'll see another CMA for the class. That was earlier this morning. Now what you'll see is a Facebook logo here. This is one that I got from Facebook. So that's part of the piece of that lead generation. You can share what's my home worth out on Facebook to gain leads. Now, as this report came in, it does get stored here, but it also emails me directly, so I don't have to go figuring it out if somebody wants a CMA report. Because remember, they're going to get that quick and dirty CMA. So you want to go in, you can tweak it, you'll want to contact that person to do a real CMA, or offer to tweak that one themselves, get some better information from the client, tweak it, and resend it out to them at the very least. So now you have seen how to edit the report right from the report itself. There was a couple of pages that you could do. I want to go into the upper right-hand corner. You'll see it's got my headshot here. If your headshot is not there, it's going to be your initials. So I'm going to click into that. I'm going to go right from the top down, go into the account settings. So here's my avatar, as they say. Company name, your company logo, email address, blah, 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 blah. those are the things you need to make sure to keep edited. Contact information. Now this is where it gets fun. Here is my Home Snap account. You cannot go in and edit these. You honestly have to trash it and add a new one. So you would select, maybe it's my blog, or maybe I want my Facebook page there. Whatever you would like to do of the selection here. Then put in the contact value and select add. Password, don't mess with this. Remember, it's a single sign-on from Paragon over to here, so don't mess with that. Here's your custom pages. Now this is where it gets cool. In your GoToWebinar handouts on the right-hand side, you have the cheat sheet on how to upload a PDF. So maybe your office has given you some fantastic marketing information, but it's a piece of paper, or maybe it is a PDF. How do you get that PDF in with this? It's going to be pretty easy. So you have the new custom page, the custom pages list, and here's my custom PDF pages. So that's something I pulled in from the Wines for Humanity. So it's simple. Upload a PDF. I'm just going to go over to my flyers. Oh, and we're going to go with one of the Home Snap something. Oh, Lordy. Search by attendance zone. We'll say this is something from my brokerage. It's uploading. So now I do actually have to bring that into my reports, and I'll show you how to do that too. Okay, so she still is uploading. Now, this is just bringing in a PDF. I can also make something for myself as well. Here's the custom pages. The agent resume, client testimonials, and the cover letter. These are standard from Cloud CMA. And the listing paperwork overview. Now remember, I said that, well, maybe that's not exactly how my office does it. Then you just go in and edit. There's your little edit button right there. Maybe take out some of these things. You never know. And just make your changes. You can also copy and paste. You can remove all of this and paste whatever it is that comes from your office. Big Red Homes. So that was just I am Big Red. So that's my company logo there. So those are the ones that I created. And also here's the Bruce Township marketing stats. That was, gosh, that was last year already. Holy moly. So these are all right here. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to that CMA. I'll show you how to bring in one of those. We'll just go in and edit the CMA right here. And into the customize field. See, it's nice, you don't have to keep going through each tab. You just jump right over to where you want. Custom pages are to the left. We open that up. I can Red Homes. The Home Snap, search by school, that's what I just brought in. This is what it looks like. PDF preview. And how do I add it? I simply tap the plus and it'll go, it's filed in there at the very, very bottom. And you want to click and drag wherever you want. Provided you don't click into it, so just click. There you go. Yeah, wherever you would like to go. So your marketing plans from the office, your syndication from the office, or your brokerage, those are the type things that you can add into here. Now, do we have any other questions? Looking good so far. We still have a few more minutes in class. All right, just so you know, as in about any product you will ever encounter in real estate, you can always upgrade and spend money. Now remember, we give you the Cloud CMA package, but you can also buy these premium packages. They're the power packs, and of course Tom Ferry pages too. They're very interesting. So again, remember to save any changes you want to publish that report. In case you didn't know it, you can search for homes within a school attendance zone, not just the school district. Of course, with a low inventory of homes right now, that is kind of hard to come by. That's quite particular. So here is the PDF that I just brought in. So here's your home snap, search for a home within that one school district. So this is loaded up in your Paragon MLS documents. Remember that was in the upper right-hand page. And if you guys, we have a couple minutes left in class. You know what I would love to show you? Well, let's do I want to show you what the buyer tour looks like, because we do absolutely love all of the pieces in Cloud CMA. So the buyer tour, if you're sending your buyer, you're not sending them, if you're taking your buyer out on viewings, this is a really nice report that they can have. So I've selected a couple of listings from Paragon, exactly like I did doing the CMA. There we go, there's our buyer tour. So here's the homes that we're going to view. Oh, of course, you get the resume there again, the contact me, home buying process. So they're always going to give you some good information. Here are the stats of the home we're going to be viewing today, and the pertinence on every single home. So this is really nice. However, I did find that it's a lot of information, a lot of paperwork, and sometimes just and you have a space for buyer comments, which is absolutely amazing. You can also print on a one sheet of paper the homes that you're going to be viewing. It's great for the buyers to take their notes on. All right, so let's go back to, I'm going to do property report. So here's one of the great uses I love about the property reports. Let's go into the class test. Ooh, I'll view the PDF. Oh, that was my quick tip. Okay. Right around the corner from me. Quick tip number 24, promoting your listings. So what I loved about this one is there was an open house on the property, and everybody that came in signed in and gave them the email address so they could get information on the property afterward. This is the information you can send them. Contact me. So here's all the pertinence about this home, all the feature codes. Remember, as a listing agent, please make sure to select all the feature codes that actually apply. Details of the home, and all the listing photos as well. So this is just absolutely amazing. This is a great way to remind the people who came through about the property, and of course giving them more information about the area schools, and my favorite, the area restaurants. And now these have been updated. It's like Menina's Winehouse. This is pretty new. So I'm absolutely impressed that this is now updated. Let's go back to, so you also have that flyer. I think you guys are pretty familiar with that flyer report. It's just the one property, a one-page report. There you go. New to market. And remember, you can pick the titles that you want. Okay, absolutely love it. A one page. And remember, so this home was not my listing. This flyer was to be given to my client. So for my client, I can give them something with my branding on it, even though it's courtesy of RE/MAX Advisors. It's that listing attribution. I can't go pretending that this is my listing and posting this at the grocery store. I cannot do that. That would be a violation of the MLS rules. All right. So there's a lot of different flyers to choose from. I absolutely love this product. And the last piece, don't forget about that lead generation. Remember, it's off that upper right-hand corner, lead gen. And from here, you can view the landing page, but simply go down to the share, tap the Facebook, log into Facebook, of course. Now, alrighty then. Let's do it the other way around. Let's view the landing page. So this is what you will see on social media. So I typically like to share this on my Facebook business page, remember. They will enter in their property address and get a report emailed to them. It's one of those quick and dirty ones, but still, you get their information. You'll get their name and email address, no telephone number. It's not a piece that they mandate. But this is a wonderful piece of lead generation. Remember, My Real Source has plenty of tools to generate leads, whether you have a listing or not. All right, if there aren't any other questions, anybody wanted to see how something worked again? Go back to, there we go. Back to the home piece there. And that'll get you back to your recent reports. I love how it always keeps it up there. Alrighty, gang. If there's no other questions, I think I've got them all. Okay, right. Well, thank you everybody for attending our CMA webinar today. I hope you have learned so much. And as always, we look forward to seeing you on the next webinar. Thank you, everybody.